Pep Guardiola is overrated, overhyped, and there is nothing special about the gaffer. Are these statements really true? Well, we'll tell you why in a moment. Has his Premier League dominance finally come to an end, or he's just experiencing a dip in form temporarily? Well, if you look at his record in the English Premier League, 6 titles in 7 seasons. That's unprecedented in the history of the league. 3 straight titles in his reign. Record points tally 100 points 2017-18 season, plus 98 and 93 in other season. 4 Carabao Cups, 2 FA Cups, 1 Champions League with City. But it was at the last season, the 2024-25 season, that all the cracks began to appear in Manchester City and Pep Guardiola's a game, dropping points, drawing games, and losing games against teams they will usually comfortably beat. Rivals are strengthening so big. Liverpool under Arne Slot, no more Jurgen Klopp. Now they've got Arne Slot, who is strengthening so big in the transfer market. So too Arsenal, who are growing bigger and stronger by the day, losing key squad members as well without adequate replacement. Pep lost players like Mahrez, Gundogan, Laporte, Raheem Sterling. He hasn't fully replaced these players like for like, and teams are beginning to adapt to City style, low blocks, counter attack, press traps, and they are more effective now. Managers are beginning to change their tactics over the years, especially when playing against a Manchester City. So a lot of people have been muting that question. Is it just all hype about Pep Guardiola? Is he really a great manager? Is he a legendary manager? Can he be compared with the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson, the Jose Mourinho of this world, Carlo Ancelotti, and you name them? And a lot of people believe no, he is not in their league, despite all his outstanding record wins in across various leagues in the Spanish La Liga with Barcelona, with Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, and now with Manchester City. They believe he hasn't earned his place. He's overspent. He's a spendthrift who has only thrived because he's been afforded the luxury of assembling some of the world's biggest stars. And that is so true, considering that he spent over £1 billion since 2016. That's astonishing. One manager spending over £1 billion since 2016, when he took over Manchester City, and he's the only manager ever to have spent over £2 billion on signing players. And if you consider that he started his coaching career with Barcelona, where he didn't have to sign much, it's just a 2-horse race between Barcelona and Real Madrid, really. And he's got he had some amazing players come through the academy. You've got the likes of Xavi, Iniesta, Messi. He didn't have to really do much or sign much. And between Bayern Munich and Manchester City, look at how much he spent. Okay. Let's look at some notable big money signing under him. Then Calvin Phillips, £45 million, complete waste. Barely played, barely touched the ball, surplus to requirements. Now he can't even get a team to sign him. Jack Grealish, £100 million, phased out, inconsistent. Now he's been linked to a loan move to Everton. João Cancelo fell out with Pep Guardiola. He was shipped out despite being, a world-class right back. Ferran Torres, promising, but sold again. Rivals like Arsenal, Liverpool, they are spending less, but they are consistently now narrowing the gap between themselves and Manchester City. So we're gonna, between January of 2025 and now the summer of 2025, Pep Guardiola has signed 12 new players. That is ridiculous. 12 new players. We are talking about Manchester City. We're not talking about a troublesome Manchester United. We're not talking about another club with average players. And he's still been able to sign 12 new players. Let's take a look at some of the players. Then Tijani, in this in January. Let's start with January markets. Then Kushanov, 33 million pounds signing that he got in there. That's a He's a defender, of course. You have Vitor Reis from Palmeiras for 29. That's 30 million pounds. Another defender, Omar Mamouche, Eintracht Frankfurt, for like 60 million pounds. It's a forward. Christian McFarlane. We don't know how much that would sign undisclosed. Juma Ba, undisclosed. Nico Gonzalez from FC Porto, 60 million, another 60 million. That's in January transfer window alone. And in this summer, he's brought in, some players like Tijani Renders, a central midfielder from AC Milan for 46 million pounds. Aït left back from Wolves for 31, about 32 million pounds. Ryan Cheki, right winger from Lyon, 34 million pounds. Marcos Bettinelli, goalkeeper, undisclosed fee, we are estimated around 3 million. James Trafford, another goalkeeper from Burnley, 27 million pounds. And then you have Severe Naipan, a central midfielder, from Rosenborg for 12.5 million pounds. That's 12 players in total combined, and he's had some major signings in the past, like Jack Grealish, 170 million pounds, Vadio, 90 million pounds, Omar Mamouche, 75, Ruben Diaz, 71 million pounds, Rodri, 70 million, Riyad Mahrez for 67, João Cancelo, 65, Emerick Laporte, 65, Matheus Nunes, who doesn't seem to fit into the side, Erling Haaland for 60 million, Jeremy Doku, Nico Gonzalez, John Stones, Skywalker, Ederson. These are all players, that Pep Guardiola has signed over the years, and that's why he's been able to dominate. And we saw that once an injury happened to Rodri last season, the whole City team fell apart, and they have not been able to recover, which is why a lot of people are now questioning Pep's genius, so to speak, that there is no plan B for Pep. All he does is assemble world-class players, pull them together, let them do their stuff on the field, dominate games, dominate possession, and win matches. Nothing else. Once that falls is out the window, he has no plan B, no tactical plan B in place to counter what a very tactically astute and solid opponent will come up with. He only believes in tiki-taka possession-based football to win matches. There is nothing else to this. And for you to do that, you need top quality world-class players. And he has them in abundance, even on his bench. The luxury of players available to Pep Guardiola is insane. No other manager has that. And that is why a lot of people are excited about this new season, because most of the top teams have now strengthened significantly in the transfer market. They bridged the gap significantly to Manchester City. And now, so that era of only Man City having top players is long gone. So which is what is going to make this, title race, this 2025-26 title race very, very interesting. And we're trying to look at the possible lineup for the new season. James Trafford, the new goalkeeper, Rico Lewis, right back, Ruben Diaz, Vadio, Aït, the left back, Rodri, is out until September, but if he's fit, definitely we know Rodri will play. Tijani Renders, Phil Foden, Savinho, Jeremy Doku, Erling Haaland. That's in the 4-2 possible lineup. Another possible lineup could be Ederson. We don't know if he's going to leave or not. Right back, Livramento, Ruben Diaz, Vadio, Aït, Rodri, if he's fit, Tijani Renders, Savinho, Phil Foden, Omar Mamouche, Erling Haaland. And this is what I'm talking about. Look at their bench. This is where a lot of teams fall apart when trying to cope with Manchester City in the title race. Arsenal fell apart several times in that regard. Once an injury happened to one of their key players, say Saka, Gabriel, or Saliba, or whoever, then the entire Arsenal team is gone. Pep has never had to deal with any of that in his managerial career. Look at the luxury he has on the bench. If Ederson starts, you have James Trafford, you have Stefan Ortega. Now, I think Ortega has left. I'm not so sure about that. Now, Bettinelli from Chelsea has joined. You have Manuel Akanji, John Stones, Nathan Ake. These are three top class defenders when top teams are even struggling to have two. Now you've got Kushanov. That's another central defender. Rico Lewis, Mateo Kovacic, Mateus Nunes, Nico Gonzalez, another central midfielder, bought for over 60 million, struggling for game time. Ryan Cheki, Oscar Bob, Jeremy Doku, Jack Grealish. I don't think any manager has all this luxury, to be candid, which is why people argue that most of his achievements are expected, unless I don't know what to say. They've complained about his high demands, burning players out. Leroy Zane complained about that, which is why he left. Eventually, youth players are not being given enough playing times, enough run. We can see how Cole Palmer is thriving now at Chelsea after leaving. His tactical rigidity, sticking to the same inverted fullback system, even when opponents have adjusted. No plan B. I mentioned that before. So how is all this affecting him? The league has changed drastically so far. Like I said, Jurgen Klopp has long gone, but Slot looks pretty much dangerous and knows what he's doing. Arsenal are no longer a project right now. They are serious contenders with some pretty serious business they did in the transfer market. Chelsea and United, they are spending huge on rebuilds. They are no longer a pushover. And you've got Newcastle, Aston Villa, Tottenham as surprise disruptors. So Pep already has everything in England. He has nothing else to prove to if he wants to stay or not. But I think his time might be done, and that is why a lot of people do not actually believe that Pep Guardiola is all that as a manager. Nothing unique, nothing special in him, and it shouldn't be considered. It shouldn't be compared with legendary managers in the mode of Sir Alex Ferguson, Jose Mourinho, or Carlo Ancelotti, who built teams actually, not without spending money, of course, but you could see managers who worked rigorously, even Jurgen Klopp, to build something meaningful. But Pep has always been afforded, has always gone to where things seem to be pretty much easy, comfortable, comfortable environment where money is afforded him to spend lavishly. It's only Pep that buys one player, doesn't work out, they give him money to buy another one. He could buy three players for the same position until he gets what he wants. No other manager is afforded such flexibility or luxury at all, which is why a lot of people believe if he's found himself in some of the other conditions or environments that other managers, top managers have found themselves, perhaps he wouldn't have won so much that is won. And that is why he never goes to where there are challenges, there are problems. He only goes to where everything seems comfortable, soft, and the environment is conducive for him to thrive, where it is impossible. In the voice of one of my colleagues, Biola Kazim, it is almost impossible for you to fail. Those are the kind of environments that Pep Guardiola always goes to manage. So there is no gainsaying that Pep has achieved a lot, albeit with huge, humongous funding and backing of club owners. But should we then consider him in the mode of legendary managers, like I said? That is a question I will leave you guys to answer in the comment section. Do you think Pep is all that, or is he too overhyped, overrated, and there is nothing special about this manager? Or do you guys still consider him the GOAT, the greatest manager of all time? That's a huge one. Well, leave your comments down below. Let's see what you think about this comment, about this conclusion on Pep Guardiola. And I'll see you again.